So it's Riyadh to go forward. Kieran Fallon goes forward now. They're set and ready for the Ascot Stakes. Stand by. Under orders, and they're racing. Winter Tide was a fraction slow into stride, missed it by a couple of lengths, and a real charge in the early stages as they head over towards that far side rail, sorting themselves out. And one of the early leaders, High and Mighty, is right up there in company with Random Quest, and not that far away on the far side is Al Maidan. Then crossing over, Distant Prospect just tucking in behind the leading group. Mana d'Argent is there as well, but it's Al Maidan over on the far rail who leads them on, settling down by a length and a half to Renzo, who's up in second. Then in third is Gracilis on the outside. Tucked in behind them is Random Quest, and out a little bit wider is Palua. Further back in the field then is Riyadh, who settles about 6th or 7th, just preceded by Waverley Road. Balladeer is right up on the pace with High and Mighty as well. They're in about 7th and 8th on the rail. A little bit wider out then is at this stage Crossed Wire. Further back in the field then is Billy Bonnie, who's travelling on the outside of Lord Jim and Green Hope, and right there in the centre as they sort themselves out is Establishment, followed then by Ranville. Guard Duty is trapped a little bit wide as they head to the judge the first time. Excellence is behind them, followed by Quitte La France, then Clever Consul, third or fourth last from Domenico, and Weldmack is Saluum. There followed by Hugs Dancer, then Winter Tide, and tacking onto the rear is Loop the Loo. They head past the judge now, and they've got just on 1 mile and 6 furlongs to travel. And out in front here, bowling along, is Al Maidan. Leads by a length and a half from Renzo as they head right-handed, a very sharp right-hander down the side of the course. Up there in third is Random Quest on the inside of Palua from Waverley Road. 3 parts away then further back is High and Mighty from Gracilis, and then Riyadh very handy. Crossed Wire is back in the field from Balladeer, who's snookered on the fence on the inside of Lord Jim, and also there is Distant Prospect, 2 lengths to Mana d'Argent. Then on the inside is Green Hope from Establishment. Ranville is back in the field from Excellence and Billy Bonnie. They're followed by Guard Duty out wider from Saluum, and well back is Domenico, giving them a start from Quitte La France, and Winter Tide is well out the back. Hugs Dancer now taking off around them 3 and 4 deep. Clever Consul is still second last, and last of all as they charge down towards the mile. On the inside is Loop the Loo. Still the leader though on the inside is Al Maidan, shows the way by a couple of lengths to Renzo, who's been up in the van right throughout. Right there in the centre too is Palua, and also there is Random Quest, the yellow jacket on the inside fourth, followed by Waverley Road and Gracilis together as they race into Swindley Bottom. Further back then is Crossed Wire and High and Mighty, followed by Riyadh, who's still very handy as well from Distant Prospect. Then Balladeer, the green cap on the inside rail. Out deeper is Quitte La France. They're followed by the green blinkers of Hugs Dancer, is further back in the field. They're followed by Crossed Wire as they race out of Swindley Bottom now from Lord Jim and Green Hope. They're followed by Mana d'Argent. Ranville giving them a big start. Now Crossed down on the outside, starting to make some ground as Clever Consul, who's going right around the outside of the pack as they start this long uphill climb towards home. Just over 5 furlongs to go in the Ascot Stakes. And on the inside, the leader here is still at this stage Al Maidan from Palua, and then Renzo, and now Hugs Dancer coming into the picture. Waverley Road behind them, followed next in the field by Gracilis, then Random Quest. Quitte La France around the outside with the blue sleeves and cap, being tracked by Mana d'Argent. They're followed then by Guard Duty. Establishment back in the field. Clever Consul about 4th last. Rounding the corner now, and it's still Al Maidan showing the way, but here come the challengers. Palua on the outside moving up. Waverley Road, the gold cappers bolting. They're 2 lengths clear then of Hugs Dancer, and then Riyadh is now starting to work his way out in the red blinkers from Distant Prospect, Mana d'Argent, and further back then is Establishment. They've got a furlong and a half left to go on the Ascot Stakes, and it's still Al Maidan who's in the van, being tackled now by Riyadh, who puts in the giant strides from Waverley Road. Random Quest getting up on the fence from Mana d'Argent and Hugs Dancer, but it's Riyadh being punched out with a furlong left to go. On the far side, Establishment is flying. Riyadh just in front, being grabbed by Establishment. Riyadh might have just got there from Establishment. They're followed by Mana d'Argent, Random Quest and Billy Bonnie. Further back in the field is Distant Prospect, then Green Hope. Last to finish is Renzo, but it is very tight. They're wide apart. Riyadh, I think you'll find, has got there though on the near side. Kieran Fallon to give him his half century, his 50th winner of the season. They're wide apart. Hitting the line though, Riyadh on the near side by a head from Establishment in second, Manadajon third, fourth is Random Quest, fifth then is Billy Bonnie, followed then in sixth by Al Maidan, then Hugs Dancer, Distant Prospect, Waverley Road who couldn't go on. Just behind them is Winter Tide. Then Lord Jim, Domenico on the near side. Further back behind them, Excellence, and then follows Gracilis. Palua is next. A couple of lengths behind them, there's Clever Consul. Couldn't quite get there. Guard Duty crossing the line. Balladeer, here's the number. First is number 8, Riyadh, as they cross the line. Next is Quitte La France. But there's the winner. It's Riyadh in the colours of Mr. A.S. Halasi, trained by Martin Pipe, and giving him his 4th winner in this race and his 5th Royal Ascot victory, the champion jumps trainer, and ridden by Kieran Fallon, number 50 for the season. Second is number 20, Establishment, owned by E.A. Sizer, Mrs. E.A. Sizer, trained by Charles Sizer, ridden by Frankie Dettori. Third is number 16, Manadajon, owned by Daniel Cooper, trained by Mark Johnson, ridden by Keith Dalglish. And fourth is number 5, Random Quest, owned by the Blandford Partnership, trained by Paul Cole and ridden by Jamie Spencer. But Riyadh, a 4th Ascot Stakes winner for trainer Martin Pipe.
And what a race of mixed fortunes this has proved over the years for Kieran Fallon. 2 years ago, he had a fall in this race, which very nearly ended his career. He fought back from that shoulder injury, won it last year on cover-up, and he's done the same again today on Riyadh. Only just holding on, though, from Frankie Dettori, who looked and I think probably thought that he'd just done enough to get there on Establishment for Charles Sizer. But they went so fast early on, Willie. We were thinking...
Well, they went fast, actually, in the first couple of